The idea of this video was that I didn't want to talk about traditional things. You must take a power bank or whatever. This is kind of some things that you may not think about that I think are absolutely essential. Hello, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about my top 8 travel essentials. If you are going away this summer, then make sure you keep watching to find out what you should be taking with you. So I'm just going to get right into it essentially. The first thing might seem a bit strange, but it's these over-the-ear headphones. And actually these ones are great because they fold down, so they're really great for traveling with. Nowadays we've all got AirPods, we've all got like little earbuds, but I don't know about anyone else, but I find that if I wear things like that for too long, they start to make my ears ache. I can't wear in-ear headphones for a long time. So over-the-head headphones are fantastic because they just give my ear canals a bit of a break, and if you alternate between the two, then again these aren't too tight on your head. Another tip for headphones is make sure that you've got ones with an aux, especially if you've got an iPhone. We have the lightning adapter headphones. Obviously if you're going on a plane and you want to use your own headphones for the in-flight entertainment, they may not work if you've only got the lightning adapter, so always make sure that you've got some over-the-head headphones with you that have an aux cable that can plug in. I bought these from Amazon. I think they were about £20 maybe, and as you've seen they come with an aux lead. It's quite a long one, which is quite good, but they can also be used wirelessly, so there's a USB charge for them as well. Of course you don't have to get anything fancy, just anything that goes over your head and can plug into the in-flight entertainment will be absolutely fine. I previously had some from Primark that were about £10 and they were absolutely fine, but they don't block out the noise of the plane very well, hence why I bought some more that are a bit more expensive. Number 2 on my list is something I never go abroad without nowadays, and it's a digital luggage scale. Now you might be thinking, Sophie, you weigh your luggage before you go, what's the problem? But actually, if you have various bags that you're splitting your luggage over, it's really useful to know, especially if you can't pool the allowances, how much each bag weighs. And if you are like me and you love places where you can do lots of shopping, buy lots of merch, then again it's really important to make sure that you know how much your bag weighs, so that if you're overweight you can consider what your options are. So this one, I think I got it from Amazon. It's really straightforward. It's just got this thing, you just hook it over like that over your suitcase handle, turn it on. But when you pick up the suitcase with it, it comes up with what the weight is. And obviously, being this small, it's not intrusive at all in your luggage. It's such a small thing to take with you that it's well worth it. And on that note, if you are watching this video because you're going to one of the Disney parks, make sure that you press subscribe down below, because I am also a huge Disney Parks fan and there will be lots of Disney Parks content, especially when I go to Walt Disney World in 2023. So make sure that you subscribe so you know when there's Disney videos coming out. Number 3 on my list, again, might seem a bit weird, but for me it's an absolute must whether I'm going away in the UK or abroad, and it's this little guy. So this little guy is a pouch, as you can see, with a zip. This is for my pyjamas. Again, you might think it's weird, but when you've been wearing pyjamas, but normally you might wear pyjamas for a few nights in a row, but do you really want to put your worn pyjamas in with all your clean clothes? No. So that's what this guy comes in handy for. Just tuck your pyjamas inside, zip them up, job's a good one. Also, if you like to use packing cubes, then I suppose you could argue this guy is a bit of a packing cube. You could equally use it that way and put in all of your underwear or something, because it's surprisingly big. I don't know where this was from because it was a Christmas present from my mum a few years ago. It's actually got a size, it says that it's an 8 to 10. But either way, definitely have something to put your pyjamas in. Number 4 is something that I learned the hard way when my partner and I came back from a holiday to Cyprus earlier this year, which is a separate bag for your hand luggage if you are using a suitcase. The reason that I've decided to start doing this in the future is because I always take a suitcase for my hand luggage, because to me, hand luggage is just extra luggage, extra stuff that you can take, and I'm a massive overpacker. So it's useful for me if there's stuff that I can't fit in my suitcase for the hold, stick it in the suitcase on the plane. and then I don't have to worry. But the problem that we had when we went to Cyprus is that we were in a row of 3 with somebody that we didn't know, and they were on the aisle seat. So when the plane took off, I like to get my suitcase down, get out all my stuff that I want to use on the flight. It was just a bit of a nightmare trying to get everything out of it when there was somebody like waiting for me to unpack all my stuff, and also where do I put it and all that. So what I accidentally ended up doing on the flight back to the UK was I'd gotten some stuff out at the airport and put it in like a separate carrier bag that I'd gotten from when we bought our lunch or something. And it was so much easier to just have everything in this one bag. And I was sat on the plane with everything in this separate bag to take off and thought, why have I never thought of this before? So essentially, everything that you're putting in your hand luggage that you want accessible on the plane, put it in a separate bag in your suitcase, and then maybe just before you get on the plane, take that one bag out of your suitcase, and then you've got everything you might need, whether that's your iPad or tablet, a book. I've taken cross stitch on the plane before, so maybe that, crosswords, you know, whatever it is that you've taken, put it in a separate bag so it's easy to get out and have on the plane. Then you've also got enough room by your feet that you can probably just leave it there for the whole flight. Feels like something I should have realised in my 26 years of flying abroad, but there we go, I know it now. Number 5 is decorations for your suitcase. Now this might seem a bit weird again, but especially if you've got a black suitcase, we all know that it's easy to mistake your suitcase for somebody else's, and then you get to your hotel and oh my god, I've got the wrong suitcase. Easiest way to avoid it, decorate your suitcase. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant, so what I have is I've just bought ribbon and tied it on the top and the side handles of the suitcase just to differentiate. So I've had purple ribbon, I've had blue, I've had neon pink, neon yellow, basically anything that somebody would pick up the suitcase and go, oh, that's not mine, just in case. I mean, my suitcase is a bright orange, bright yellow, and then I've got a kind of corally pinky coloured one as well. So the pink one maybe might get mistaken for somebody else, but to be honest, not many people have bright orange or yellow suitcases. But either way, put something on your whole suitcase so that nobody else takes it by accident. Number 6, I suppose, is more of a traditional one, but for me, I'm a very cold person. I'm cold all the time, basically. So I always take a blanket with me on the plane. That's why it's useful for me to have a suitcase for my hand luggage, because I can fit my blanket in it. Also layers. So I always take my blanket, I take a pair of thick fluffy socks, which I live in anyway. Case in point. A hoodie, a cardigan. I take layers with me because I find that when I get on the plane, I'm usually quite warm, and then I don't know if it's the air conditioning or what, but I suddenly start getting very, very cold. This could also apply to domestic travel, depending on wherever you are in the world. Having an extra blanket is never any harm, and with layers, at least you can then change your outfit depending on whether you're warm or cold. But for me, it's always a blanket. Next up, I suppose, is more of a traditional one, which is a hand fan. The one that I've got is called Easy Ack. I got this from Amazon on the recommendation of a vlogger called Disney in Detail. Guess what she vlogs about? And if it's good enough for Florida, then it's good enough for me. These are great because they fold up. And also they're great for when I'm at work, because again, you can prop it up like this. It's got 3 settings. So you can choose how much air you want coming your way, and also it's chargeable by USB. So this one, Easy Ack, I would definitely recommend. You can get smaller versions of these as well, which are a bit more kind of handbag sized, but this one I've had for about 5 years, and touch wood, it's still going strong, and I absolutely love it. So definitely would recommend a hand fan for a hot country. Number 8 is a carrier bag that you can put your rubbish in. Now again, this might seem a bit strange, but the number of times I've been on a flight and thought, oh, I'll have a packet of crisps, or oh, I'll have a chocolate bar, and then you've got this wrapper and the air stewards or stewardesses are somewhere else and you've just got this rubbish that you have nothing to do with. Just make sure that you've got a carrier bag that you can chuck it all in, and then it's a case of either throw it when they bring the bin bag round at the end of the flight, or take it into the airport with you and just chuck it when you get there. But it's so much easier to just have a bin bag there, even if it's stuff like tissues if you need to blow your nose, or if you're like me and you like to wipe down the seat before you sit in it. Antibac wipes can go in the bin. anything pretty much. I feel like having a bin bag is underrated, and if airlines thought about it more carefully, they would probably have more bin bags dotted around. Take your own and then you're covered. So that's my top 8 travel essentials, but I have actually got a little bonus one for you. I'm using this as an example. So this is a pouch that I got when I flew first class with Virgin Atlantic back in 2019. Again, if you've watched my Disney trip review, then you'll know that we managed to get a really cheap upgrade to first class coming back from Orlando. And they give you these pouches. You get a similar one in premium. I don't know if you get any in economy, but this one was gorgeous, so I had to keep it. It doesn't have to be a pouch, it doesn't have to be from an airline, but essentially it's something with all your go-tos in it. You've got socks, we've got an eye mask, we've got earplugs, there's a little toothpaste, and then there's a toothbrush as well. I don't think I've used it. No, toothbrush, pen, and lip balm. But out of all of those, I would say take a pen and an eye mask and earplugs if you're planning to sleep. I am always surprised at how often I need a pen on a plane, and because I have these pouches with me, I always have a pen. So I would definitely recommend having a pouch with all of your essentials in, even if it's things like face masks or face wipes or hand wipes, sanitizer, whatever it might be. If you have one easy pouch to put it all in, much easier. And also I've cheated a little bit because I would argue that everything in that pouch is also a travel essential. And there you have it, my 8 travel essentials. If you're traveling abroad this summer, or if you've already been this year, please tell me in the comments where you're going or where you've been. Tell me where you would recommend going as well. I have 2 holidays coming up, one to Thailand later this year and then to Walt Disney World in 2023. I'm so excited for both of them, and I'm so lucky to be having 2 kind of big, expensive holidays in reasonably quick succession. But I'm already thinking about where I'm going to book for kind of this time next year when I'm back from Disney World. So if you've got any recommendations, I would love to hear them. Don't forget, if you liked this video, to press the like button down below, and if you want more travel content, then make sure you press subscribe. I mentioned that I'm going to Thailand later this year and I'm hoping to vlog it. So if you want to see those vlogs when they come out, make sure you press subscribe so you're one of the first people to know. That just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.